Lateral flow assays. Every day, tens of thousands of laboratory workers make life-saving decisions after reading these by eye. Every year, over 3 billion rapid tests are performed, and that number is growing. Clinical trials show that even trained healthcare professionals misread 80% weak positive results. Reading tests by human eye can only yield yes/no results, because every person's judgment about the color and intensity of test lines are subjective. Machines can do this much better than humans, and this is where the Assaya solution comes in. The IAX Universal Lateral Flow Assay Reader can do this work much faster, more accurately, and can give numerical readouts, which is especially important for accurate diagnostics of a person's antibody titers in response to a vaccine or natural infection. All the IAX machines around the world connect to the Assaya cloud, which collects and tracks all of these results for view and analytics in real time. We will now walk you through the details of how it works. When you first log into the Assaya web interface, you will have to authenticate with a username and password. The eye-catching map with all of our devices is what greets you upon entering the page. We are constantly adding more maps and analytic features, so that users easily access many types of data analysis. As you can see, we are on a zoomable map where we visit some of our IAX locations around the world. These are mapped by using geolocation data. Here are some IAX locations in Taiwan, and as you open up clusters of locations, more detailed views come into play. There are many use cases for these types of maps, and this is only one of them. The company management area is a hierarchical arrangement of company structures, where the top-level companies can have others underneath them, and they can have ones under them, and so on and so on. You can set up so that companies on top get email updates from the ones below. For each company, you can have multiple users or managers. You can also add users below you, or edit the ones that are already below you in your organization. Each user is, in most cases, assigned to a company. You can also reassign a user to another company. For each user, you can set up one or more different privileges, which allows the user to, for example, do certain things, and block them from doing other things. The test list for the tests in your organization is sortable and filterable on all kinds of properties, such as sample time, which device it was taken on, and all the other test detail properties we provide to the users. You can even filter with more than one property in the filtering side panel, and also choose which item columns to show at any given time. There are also handy export functions within the interface to export lists of tests or many test lists at once. This is a must for companies who want reports for their testing, etc. When double-clicking a specific test, a detail panel appears where you see all the registered information on that test. This includes images and data about the test, such as barcode data, specimen ID, and so on. You can even bring up the history, which displays all the scans that this test has been through. And you can export the history to a file on your PC. In our assay management section, we have the core of what we do. All our supported test manufacturers are listed here. And the list is sortable. Our universal test identification system is designed in such a way that it allows for expansion. This system allows for not only disease and pathogen tracking in humans, but also disease and pathogen tracking in animals. We also allow for portable substance testing by law enforcement, healthcare, and other scenarios. We will now take a look at test names we currently support. COVID-19 is one of the most relevant right now, but there will always be an outbreak somewhere, with some other disease or pathogen. That is why our universal reader can handle all of the ones testable with lateral flow assays. When we add a test manufacturer and test name and profile to our database, the global profiles are pushed to all IAX devices globally. In the IAX devices section, you can see a list of all of your company's devices. You can also flare a device from the menu to indicate and light up the right box so that you can find it among many devices. This menu also serves other important management purposes related to the devices, including updating software, editing nicknames, owners, and showing log entries for troubleshooting. Updating to the latest software is important to stay ahead of the game and to get the latest features of our reader. The software can be enabled for manual or automatic updating. You can set custom nicknames and handles for the devices in one of the menu items. You can also change ownership of the IAX device itself, so that if you are changing the device location and you want the test to show up under a different company's test list, you can do that. As far as backend access, we also have a way of reaching your devices should some need of manual commands arise. The devices can operate in standalone mode, but to connect to your device's built-in web interface and see the detailed testing process, you will need an internet connection and choose the web interface option from the menu. You will need to log in to access the internet web server on the device as well. The same interface is available via local network, so that you can access it via any web browser and a local link. This is the information page, and this is the local view, where you can see the test results and all the test information related to a specific test. It is the same style page for both internet and local network connections. You can tell which one you are on by the link structure in the web browser address area. When you scan a test cassette with the local view open via either HDMI, local or internet view, you will see that the barcode, manufacturer, test type, and current device properties are listed. You will also see the test result, and an equivalent to PCR scale, that reflects how many cycles it would have taken with PCR. There are many additional functions of the web interfaces for the IAX. We have some of them here in the background, such as minimum insertion points for detecting the tests inside the machines. All of these parameters, such as test bar settings, internal lighting conditions, camera settings, profile-specific LED controls, etc., can be controlled fully from within the settings areas. You can see the changing of camera settings here, where we adjust brightness settings and hue settings, among others. We can also, if we make some mistakes within changing the controls, reset some settings back to default. The IAX has a built-in sterilization function using UVC LEDs. You can trigger sterilization automatically after a positive test, from the web interface or manually by inserting a special cassette. Customers can use their collected data in their own applications, such as for integration with a hospital management system. This is done through an API. A specimen ID identifier code can be scanned with the test. This is popular with hospitals. As you can see here, any barcode with a numerical or alphanumerical value can be assigned to the test, among other things. The test can also be associated with personal data, such as from a QR code or smart card, or a national health ID, even a passport. When it comes to our solutions, we also built an app for mobile and handheld devices. Our reader can forward the test data anonymously via our system to a handheld device app, which then can be used as proof at a point of entry, such as an airport for flights, test proof at a concert, and so on. It has many usages, including antigen testing, antibody testing, and vaccine certificates. As you can see, we scanned a test with the machine, and linked the app profile to that test. Here we go through the process of scanning a blank test first to verify that it is in fact blank. We then scan a QR code from the app on the personal profile, and link that automatically by scanning it to the test itself, and it loops through our sophisticated anti-fraud system, which is completely encrypted all the way. We then get a push notification or feedback in our test list that the test is pending result. We then develop the test with a human sample, and process it the same way again, but this time with an actual result. As you can see, the result changes from pending to negative. Now we have a result. And we can now open up the test to show it to others, to allow for others to scan the result and verify it, all with the same app. As you have seen, Assaya is a complete system for lateral flow assay testing, assay management, data collection, reporting, and analytics. With the free Assaya app, Everyone gets their own test results instantly, and tracks how their own individual immune system responds with antibodies to vaccines or natural infections over time. Look us up, and contact us for more information.